Hi guys, welcome to day 4. So this is our 5-day challenge, our healthy habit lab, and then we have our 21-day accountability group, all free. If you haven't headed over to the accountability group, it's on Facebook. It's a private group where we can support each other, share recipes, share tips and tricks. I'll go more into personal stories of what's worked for me for adding in habits, just share struggles. It's just going to be a nice community to help get through these 21 days to make these habits stick into your life. The link is in the description for that if you haven't joined that. We're going to start the 21 days on Monday. Today we're going to be diving into food habits. So this is a big one. This can be a really tricky one. So for this challenge, we are getting you to pick one either meal or snack time in the day. Just pick one thing instead of focusing on your entire day and changing the habits throughout your entire day with what you're eating. We're going to have you focus on one thing for 21 days. Once you've done that, then you can focus on another area. But this is important. Often we'll try to change our diet, clean up our diet, and then we just go back to our old ways because we haven't successfully changed that one habit. So for a lot of people, that might be the nighttime snack. You might maybe do good all day long, and then once you get the kids to bed, that's when you just eat junk food. So that's probably the biggest one for most people. Another example is maybe you eat sweets all day in the office. Maybe you always have to have like a bag of chocolate or candy or something like that. So focus on whatever it is for you. Maybe even for you, that's a breakfast. Having a healthy breakfast, getting a good start for the day can actually change your cravings all day long. And maybe I don't have time to dive into that here, but maybe in the accountability group I'll dive into that, how what you eat at breakfast can affect your cravings at night. So pick one thing and really focus on that. I'm just going to mention a couple things before we get started. Our giveaway, we've got 3 different draws that we're going to do. So we'll have 3 different winners, and how you get entered into that giveaway is that you just complete this challenge, watch the videos if you have time to watch the videos. If not, at least go and go over the workbook, do the workbook task. Just takes a minute or 2 just to think about for each challenge day. And then after you do that, go to the post, the daily posts in the event, and just put either done so that you have accountability, helps to keep accountability with this challenge, or you can post your action task. Any comment under those daily challenges gets you into the draw. But what you need to do is post under each day. So if you need to catch up, if you haven't done any of them yet, you can still catch up. Even if you need to finish it all on Friday or Saturday morning. We're going to do the draw Saturday at noon. We'll give you the morning on Saturday. It likely will be Saturday at noon or a little bit later, but that's where we'll draw for the giveaways. This is just to encourage you guys to take the time out to finish this challenge so that you have a good start for adding these habits into your life. Next, the accountability group link, head on over to that if you haven't already gone into there yet. That's when we actually put all this learning into practice. And then next I want to mention is, since day 4 is all about changing your food habits, upgrading either a meal or snack in your day, I wanted to give you some recipes. I wanted to give you some support with that. So I thought, okay, do I give you a 1-week meal plan? Do I give you some snack recipes? But I thought what probably would be best, most beneficial for you guys is my fall favorites ebook. It's a 45-page ebook of all my fall favorite recipes. So that includes snacks, it includes hot drinks, it includes suppers, lots of the flavors of fall, lots of seasonal produce. So to just give you, and it's all clean, simple recipes. So to help you to feel better. And they're also like really tasty too. So if you like something delicious in the evening to snack on, you can still do that. You can just upgrade it and have something a little bit healthier. Okay, so let's dive into day 4 challenge. Day 4 of the core 4 is eating habits. So upgrading one meal or snack time in your day. What we eat in a day is so strongly connected to our food habits, and cravings are strong in there as well. So if you can change up your food habit, then your cravings naturally change along with that. There's some other factors as well that come into play with cravings, but that is a big one. You'll notice that if you're in a certain habit of having chips at night, maybe when you turn on Netflix, then you all of a sudden crave chips. That's your trigger, and then your craving comes along with that. So we're gonna take some time to conscious effort to switch that up, and your cravings will follow along with that. But one big thing to look at is, what is your trigger? So first we're gonna focus mainly on a bad food habit. So what's your trigger? What comes before that? So for a lot of people, that might be getting the kids to bed, putting on Netflix, or maybe that's a glass of wine. So figure out what's your trigger. So what you want to do with that is, you either want to create a new trigger, or you want to sort of disrupt that connection. So you want to either change that trigger. So if that is sitting down watching Netflix, then for a little while at least you want to break that connection. So you want to change that trigger. So maybe you want to do something a little bit differently. Maybe you want to take a bath. Maybe you want to go for a walk. Maybe that's when you want to do your workout, as long as it's not too late. Maybe you want to read a book. Maybe you want to have a cup of tea instead, or what I like, I'm not a huge tea fan, I'll just even warm up almond milk, and that's something just kind of like comforting. So if we go back to day one, Leslie talked about the 4 laws of behavior change. So we'll talk about that for a second. So trigger or cue, we already talked about that. Next, you want to make it attractive. So that's sort of the craving. So to change that, you want to make it attractive. And one of the biggest things with that, so I keep going back to that example of nighttime snacks, you could even just do a healthier alternative. So to make it attractive, you want to find a healthier alternative that you're still going to enjoy. Check the ebook for recipes, for some different ideas for that. Go on Pinterest, look for some different ideas. Post in the accountability group. Say you love chips and you want something like crunchy and salty is what you usually crave, then we can give you some ideas as well. So take some time. It's important to be prepared with that. Take some time with that. So actually this lines up well with number 3. You want to make it easy. So that's the response. That's the 3rd law of behavior change. You want to make it easy. So this is so important with food habits when you're changing up your food habits. Make it easy, and this is all about being prepared. So here's another example. Maybe you want to improve your suppers. Maybe you find that you're so busy that you're just not making great choices with suppers. Maybe you are ordering pizza too often. Maybe you're doing takeout. Maybe you're just throwing some chicken fingers and fries in the oven just because it's been a long day. You don't have anything prepared and you're just tired and you're hungry. So you just throw something like that in the oven. So maybe this is your focus. You want to try to take some time to be prepared. So whether that is you got some time on Sunday and you're going to have a plan, you want to take a little bit of time to prepare. You're going to batch cook a couple meals so that when you do have those days where you're tired, that you've got something ready. So this is huge, especially in that first 21 days of making this habit. You want to be prepared. That could even be with your snack time, your evening snack time. You want to have something, you have something in your head, or you have a few different go-tos that you're going to try out for snack time. So you want to have an idea of some alternatives, and better yet, you want to have them ready to go. So I'll take it even a step further, and I will either completely get rid of the junk in the pantry and in the fridge, or if your husband still loves to eat chips and that's kind of your craving, tell him to, or you're going to put it somewhere else. You know what I even do? We've got like a treat bin in our pantry, and I put it on the top shelf so that I can't even see what's in there and you kind of forget about it. So that's important too. Have it out of sight, out of mind. And if it's not even in your house altogether, that's even better. When I get derailed with my diet, one of the things is those little gummy candies. So any sort of like sugary gummy candies is my weakness. And even those little packets of, I don't know if they're Welch's, that we've got for my kids sometimes, that's my weakness. So if I know that's there, I'll eat one. Sometimes I'll eat a few bags of those. So we don't even have those in our house anymore. My kids don't really care. There's a lot of better alternatives. So figure out what that is for you and try not to have it even in the house. And then along with that is that you want to have a lot of healthy choices in your pantry and in your fridge, having stuff in the freezer ready to go. So that's important for this. It takes a little bit more effort for changing our dietary habits, our food habits, but it can make a big difference. And then lastly, the last part of behavior change is make it satisfying. So this is all about the reward. So in order to change a habit, you want to have some sort of reward to have this stick. So your reward could be, for one, if you're just sort of changing it up, a healthier alternative. So that still can feel like a reward. It can still be delicious, but it's a healthier alternative. Another reward is changing your mindset. So when I was able to really make changes with my diet, I changed my mindset from always thinking about weight loss, like eating for weight loss versus eating for fueling my body. When I just sort of got rid of that thought about like, I got to lose 5 pounds. What am I going to eat so I can lose weight? When you think like that, then this is how I thought anyways, like one donut, that's not going to put 2 pounds on my body. Like that's not going to make that big of a difference. But when I started to think about how I was going to feel nourishing my body, was it going to give me energy? Was it going to drain my energy? Then that seemed to really make a big change. So that can be kind of your reward too when you change your mindset towards that. You can feel proud of yourself. Okay, so your action steps for today is to choose just one meal or snack time in the day, just one part of your day, or even that could just be one thing. If it's you love to eat candy all day long, that's your weakness. Pick one thing that you want to cut out or you want to upgrade. So look at that, look at what your cues, what your triggers are, look at how you can break that association, really focus on that over the 21 days. And also look at how you can be prepared. So you are not going to succeed in making this change. Habits are strong. You're not going to succeed unless you take some time to be prepared with this. So I want you to, over the weekend, over the next few days, look at that and start to get prepared. Be ready for Monday to make these changes, make these changes stick. Okay, guys, I'd love to hear. Post in the comments below. Post what you want to change. Also, if you want some suggestions on food alternatives, let me know. I can share some recipes. And for sure, check out the fall ebook, the fall favorites ebook. I love this ebook for myself personally. I love to indulge. I love to treat myself, but I also want to nourish my body. So this is sort of a nice combination of the two. So check that out. Watch tomorrow. Leslie will be on tomorrow talking about stillness. And stillness can take many forms. We've both found that to make a big difference in our days. So check that out and finish up your 5-day challenge and be entered into the giveaway. So I'm excited for our next step for this, actually putting all this into action in our accountability group. Bye, guys.